You ever just eat ice? Chat, you want to know something? Well, my doctor told me this. If you have a habit of eating ice, like just as is, like sometimes you just like nomming on ice, that means you're under a lot of stress. I think that's what my psychiatrist told me. Yes, I go to a psychiatrist, okay? I'm crazy. Oh my god, don't mess with me. I go there for my sleep meds. I see. Yeah, they said, do you have a habit of eating ice? And I'm like, I used to, but not anymore recently. And they're like, yeah, if you have a habit of just liking to bite ice, that means that you have like, you're under a lot of stress. OMG, can we get group therapy discount? You know what's crazy? Actually, yesterday, my friend wanted me to go to therapy because they know, right? Like, I'm a streamer. And according to them, if you're a streamer, you need to go to therapy. Like, not in a bad way. Like, they said that like it comes with the job, you know, like it's stressful. Oh, I have something to tell you. So the thing is, my friend's like, yeah, you know, streamers are under a lot of pressure and you need to like go to therapy before it gets bad. And the thing is, chat, right? I already do have a good amount of like stuff, not bad, but like I do have anxiety off the bat. Without having to stream, I already do have anxiety. So my friend basically said like, you know, before you get like overwhelmed or anything, it's better to go to a therapist now, so you have like things prepared and you're not like going to a therapist when you're losing your mind. And then the thing is, there is a therapist that specializes in streamers. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Like, one of the reasons I don't go to like therapy is because how the fuck do I explain my job, dude? Like, it's so awkward. Streamer therapy? Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, apparently there is like a therapist. Like, you can get it online. Like, it's an online service, I think. And they specialize in dealing with like all the mental struggles that content creators have to face. The thing is, when I go to their website, it's like, these are the issues that a lot of people talk about. I read it and I'm like, I don't think I have any of them. Like the usual, like, oh, anxiety, right? But like, I already have anxiety. I already know that. So I don't think it's anxiety from streams. I do think maybe therapy would be good, but I don't know if it's right now because I'm pretty busy. Like, I don't have time for therapy. So I was looking through it and okay, the price is pretty up there. You know, like, I don't think it's a bad price, you know? Like, good, this is a service you're selling and this is your value. But I was like, shit, bitch, you're gonna make me need another form of therapy. Like, my therapy would be like, girl, the price. The price is causing anxiety unironically. Yeah, it would show like...
Fries got
well, it's not expensive, but expensive for me. Therapy prices are horrid. The thing is, chat, right? Let me tell you, in my country, our therapy prices for us is considered high, but not this high. So the therapy that I saw online was like $120 per session. And you have to get like 4 because you have to do it like once a week. So like, what is 120 times 4? 480 bucks a month, right? So that's like basically 500 bucks a month. And the recommended is 20 sessions. What is 120 times 20? 0, 0, 4, $2,400, which I get, you know, like it's a niche thing. You're working with licensed professionals that know specifically how to deal with issues that like streamers have to face and stuff like that. But 2,400 buckaroonies, I don't know, man. So I was like, I mean, I don't think I am like in dire need for therapy. It's not like I'm like, chat, I'm losing it, I'm going through it, I need therapy. Like, but I did think like maybe it would be nice just to maybe go talk about it, right? You see, I've never been a streamer before. I've only ever been a streamer for 8 days. So surely it's not like I have unresolved issues for like 2 years worth of experience or anything. So like, surely. Sure. Yeah, chat. It's like, you know, I'm a newbie. I'm facing the newbie issues. It's not like it's serious or anything like that. It's just 8 days, yeah. So I did consider it a little bit, cause you know, I thought like in a new place, you know, I shouldn't have old, like maybe you still have like old mentalities that are weighing you down, right? Like, it's like when you're starting a new journey, you don't want your old stuff weighing you down in a way, you know? Listen, okay? I'm not here to be like, oh, I'm never gonna talk about this. I'm gonna try to be like subtle about it, but I don't really care about referencing other things. I'm just gonna be like subtle and funny about it, or I'll try to be. Old habits die hard. Yeah, like old mindsets die hard. So I do realize I do have some like subconscious things that goes on in my head that I'm like, you know, I don't need to stress about that anymore. Like, I don't have to feel so shit about certain things anymore. But it's like, this is one thing I'll admit. There are sometimes moments where I'm doing something and then I just have like a really bad panic attack because I'm like, oh my god, wait, I shouldn't do it. Like, I can't do it. I shouldn't do it. But then in my head, I'm like, wait, no one cares. Like, literally no one cares. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. But there are random situations where I know it's not a biggie wiggy, but I guess I haven't let go of the mentality that it was a biggie wiggy, you know? So I thought like maybe that's where I need therapy. And then I saw the prices and I was like, girl, here in my country, 2,400 bucks is like, my goodness, I have never seen prices this high before. Okay, like, damn. And then, guess what happened, chat? Guess something absolutely insane. Apparently, right? Does your PayPal work? It does, it does. Please don't give me any therapy money, chat, because I'll say this. It's insane, but Vshojo offers to pay for your therapy. I don't know if you guys know this. I think maybe other like talents have talked about this before, but Vshojo offers to pay for your therapy. So like they will reimburse you for therapy funds. Kura talked about it. Chat, it's insane. And the thing is, here's one thing, right? Here's one thing that I don't know if maybe this is a me problem or like maybe this is why I should go to therapy or something. I feel bad accepting the offer. Dude, you don't know how crazy it is. Because I remembered this. My managers told me, right? It's like, listen, we get it. Like, because before I joined Vshojo, I told them everything. Because I'm the type of person that's like, if you're gonna have me on your team, I want you to know exactly what you're going to have, like the good and the bad. Like, I'm not going to be like, I am the perfect person. I am the perfect fit. If you have me on your team will succeed. Period. I'm not gonna fucking lie. So I told them everything. I was like, listen, I'll do my best. I would consider myself like, I do work hard, but I know I have a lot of issues. Like, so it will take time to kind of like unravel it, you know, like untangle all the issues I got, right? Because when you're told, and this is not just from like, I don't want this to be misconstrued. This is not from like, oh, from the past couple of years. No, like ever since I was born, we were told to fit in a mold. I basically told my managers, I was like, I got a lot of shit, right? Ever since I was a kid, I was told to fit into like specific molds, you know? Like, oh, as a daughter, you have to be a certain way. As a woman, you have to be a certain way. And in order to be a good functioning adult of society, you have to be a certain way. So now that my job is technically to be creative and do whatever the fuck I want to do, that is a very hard thing to break out of. Like, I'm not saying I have an issue being creative. It's just like, it's so hard to break out of a mold that like you have to be different, but it's so hard to be different. You know what I mean? Like, when you're told all your life that you are not allowed to stand out in any shape or form, having to be a streamer where your whole point is to like be different or be creative or stand out in your own way, it's so difficult. That's why I'm kind of happy. Sometimes I read comments where it's like, oh, I like this one, like she's unique. I like it because it's like, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to be something. I'm having a hard time actually trying to be different, you know? And I guess like all of my experience have always just enforced the fact that like you can't break out of the mold. That's the thing, like I have always promoted therapy and all. It's always just been about the cash, okay? Because here's the thing, like I have a psychiatrist already that I will need to like go to because I rely on meds and that's already like costly enough, excluding all my health bills because my health is not the most stonkiest. So I get like monthly checkups to make sure nothing super uber bad happens. So here's my bills. Like I'll be so transparent with my bills, okay? I have medical bills every month. I have a psychiatrist bill every 2 months because the meds I take can be like bad, so I do need to check up to make sure like, oh, you're not going insane. And like on top of that, like my health is in a position where I don't get it. Like I'm not saying I have like a certain type of thing, but basically my immune system's not the best. So sometimes it's like we're trying to still figure it out because sometimes it attacks different things. right? And I still don't know where because it's still in the early stages. So my mother and a lot of my family members, we have autoimmune. So my mom has autoimmune, my aunt has autoimmune, my uncle has autoimmune, my grandpa. So it's like a family genetic thing. So right now, I've never been like shocked about it. It's not something that made me go like, oh man, sad, you know, like how did this come to be? I kind of already had a feeling. We all had a feeling that we're gonna get some shitty genetics anyway. So I'm still in the early stage where it's like, oh, a lot of your shit is weird, but we don't know where it's going to go or what's causing it yet. So I do need to do like monthly checkups to make sure it's not like bad. And it's like, okay, you can just go home and just like, I don't know, take vitamins or some shit. Right? But there's that. So that's already a good ton. And adding a therapist on top of it, I would say I can afford it, but it's not like it's something that I could afford just willy-nilly. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just spend that money and be unaffected. Like, I would probably have to like cut off some corners for everything else, you know, like, oh, spend a little less on this, spend a little less on that. And yeah, it's like not something that, do I want to, like, do I really want to like do that? Like cut costs on food and cut costs on like water bills for therapy. So it's something like that. It's like, I'm not saying I can't afford it. I can, for sure. The thing is, like, I do have moments where I want to be I want to do stuff. I want to host events. And it's just scary. Like, the best way I can explain it, chat, sometimes you're just so scared of saying the wrong things. And when you make an event, the pressure gets amped, right? So that's like what I want to tackle. That's why it's like, I can definitely afford therapy. It's just like, I have to cut costs on other aspects of my life. And I'm like, oh, do I want to do that? I don't know yet. And that's where Vshojo came in like fucking insanely clutch. Okay, Vshojo was literally, they were like, listen, I told them everything. Like, I told them more than, obviously, I'm not going to talk about on stream, right? I'm not gonna fucking trauma dump on you guys. But I told Vshojo, like, my managers, everything I can kind of like think of, like, oh, I'm gonna be real. I am very aware that these are some things I do, and when this happens, and it's because of this. Like, I know that. So there's all of that. Like, I have some baggage with me. And I thought at that time, I was like, shit, I'm not gonna join Vshojo because I gave them so much. Like, I know a lot of people come with their own baggage and stuff.
19 VR cheered.
But I feel like I came in with a lot.
If it means anything, you'll never have to act and be something for us. We love you for who you are for real. You can always be yourself here and we'll always accept you. You're in a safe place here.
Dude, that's one thing. Like, I insanely appreciate you guys for this, okay? Because the amount of shit I have accidentally done, I was so scared. But like, you guys are so nice. I'm not playing up a character, by the way. I wish I was. So that way I could like play into a lore and be all cool and shit. I can't. So yeah, sadly, what you get is just me. Sad face, sad emoji. But yeah, I told the staff and they were so accepting. It's nuts. The girls always talk about Vshojo offering free therapy for its talents. Okay, so I can't talk about it. So basically, I told my managers a lot of shit, right? And I was like, yeah, listen, I have... Like, I wouldn't call it PTSD or anything, but definitely a lot of things freak me out. And it's not even freak me out like, oh my god, like, it freaks me out to the point that I can't do anything. Like, I'll just lay down and I'm just like so freaked out and I can't do anything. So I'm like, yeah, I do have some shit. And I thought for sure that I was not gonna join Vshojo because I was like, you know, who in their right mind would hire someone that's like willingly admitted the fact that they can be dysfunctional, right? So I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, I would rather them not hire me than hire me and like get something that they didn't know, right? Like, for the least, like, they're really nice people and I don't want to scam them. Mel talked about how they got her. Oh, a specialist. Dude, that's a crazy thing. Like, I even told them, I was like, yeah, I got some stuff. And they just like, oh, we can help you with that. That's like all they ever say. Yeah, it's like, instead of being like, oh, yeah, maybe we won't take that. All Vshojo ever has told me is like, we have someone to help. Like, that's always the response. It's insane. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I just feel like Vshojo has paid for so many things. Like, behind the scenes chat, for me, I feel like they've done so much and I haven't even returned the favor yet. And because of that, like, I can't just like, I feel bad taking, because here's the thing, like, people would hear this and they're like, oh my god, you know, free therapy. They give out, because I told Vshojo, like, I do have some problems talking. Like, it's not the language, it's more of like, I have a stutter sometimes. And when I, like, during some moments, the stutter can't go away, right? And they're like, oh, we can provide a like speech coach or like language teacher. And I was like, oh, cool. And they're like, yeah, no, we'll pay for it. Yeah, they're like, we can pay for someone to like help you with like your speech problem. If you want, like, if it's something you're that insecure about or like you just want it gone, we'll pay for it. You want to learn another language? We'll pay for it. You want to go to therapy? We'll pay for it. Like, I don't think I've literally at this point, I don't think I've spent a dime on like, I mean, I've spent money on my own like setup, but like if I were not to be in Vshojo, I've spent just whatever I need to spend to stream, right? But everything else they spent on it. Like those teasers, they spent on that.
Work.
I'm not here to like talk big about Vshojo. I'm not the type to praise things very easily, but this was so insane to me, okay? Like I told them, like this literally happened in a course of a month. I told them, I was like, hey, I want more accessibility for Southeast Asian people because I'm Southeast Asian, right? Like your merch doesn't ship to my country. So I think we should work on that because, you know, it'd be weird if I'm like, hi, I'm from Indonesia and then I don't ship to Indonesia. Like that's just weird. But yeah, I was like, I want it to be more accessible, not just to Indonesia. I mean like Malaysia, Singapore, a lot of places like Southeast Asia, East Asia, Asia in general, right? Like I want to be more friendly towards this area of the world. Instantly, they were like the next day, they were like, okay, let's discuss it. Like 24 hours later, they're like, are you okay with pushing your debut back by like a week? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine with that. Like we can debut a week after if you're fine with that. And they're like, yeah, okay, then they sent someone to Asia. Like they flew one of the representatives to like Asia to sort everything out. I was like, are you fucking insane? I mean, if it's like, oh, we had meetings. Like, no, they had to ship someone. They had to fly someone over to like go into IRL meetings, shake hands, you know? Because I did tell them that's what Asians do. Like, the thing is that there's a difference, right? With like how Asians do their business and how Westerns do their business. A lot of Asians really like doing business if it's IRL. Like, we need to see each other, physically shake hands, agreed. Because that's like how you show respect, right? So we're open to like doing online stuff, but most of the time we'll see you highly. Like we see you better if we met you, you know? Because it's like you trust this person more because you've seen them, you've met them, stuff like that. That's just kind of like polite. It's just like a respectful thing. It's not necessary, but it's like a extra step to be respectful. So they shipped someone, like they just flew someone in, had meetings, sort shit out. I was like, excuse me? They never charged me for anything. Like I'm pretty sure have cost, and they never like billed it to me. You know? And then I was like, oh yeah, I have this project, I have that project. They're like, okay, we'll get someone to do it, easy peasy. Never billed me. Like those teasers, I was like, oh yeah, I want to have more like people in it and have like I didn't say production team. I just want like more so people will know that there's people working behind the scene for Vshojo. They did it. They're just like, oh yeah, don't worry, it's in our budget. Don't worry about it. And apparently now it's like, oh yeah, therapy, it's in our budget. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. The mentality is very like, if you want it, we'll get it for you. Free of charge. And the thing is, chat, I've just only been here for like not even a month. I haven't paid them back and I feel really bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, I respect them so much to the point that like I don't want to spend any more unless I really, really, really need it. You know, like unless I really, really like without it, shit will fall apart. I don't want to do that because I haven't paid them back. Like I haven't done anything like to them, you know? Your job is just to stream. That's such an odd thing. I'm so used to like anything will be billed to you. It's like, oh yeah, the most we'll do is hook you up with someone and then like you have to tank everything else. Or like at least in my case, chat, my experience have been like I don't even get hooked up with anything. So just having them like hook me up with people is already insane to me. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, we'll cover it for you. What? I'm so used to being like, hey, I need help with this. And they're like, good luck. Have you tried Googling it? So, like, that's the thing. I talked to my manager, right? I told them a couple of days ago, I was like, hey, I really appreciate you a lot. Like, I just want you to know I really appreciate you and everything you've done for me. Like, I'm really, really happy. Stuff like that. And they're just like, yeah, you know, like, we're very happy working with you too. Like, I hope you're having fun, blah, blah, blah. Sorry that, like, there are some delays and there are some problems. And, like, thank you for being so patient and understanding with us with, like, all the issues we had to go through, etc. And I was like, girl, shut your mouth. What do you mean patient? Okay, their version of, like, thank you for being patient is me waiting, like, 10 minutes. That's them. Like, don't worry about it. I'm a very patient person. Trust I'm wired to wait 3 months. Don't worry about it. They're like, oh, thank you for waiting 24 hours. We will do our best to not have this happen ever again. How dare we make you wait 24 hours? I was like, bro, I could sleep for 24 hours. Like, don't even stress. Yeah, they're so insane. I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't mean this as a diss, but like, I don't even know where they begin the cash. Like, if they're so willing to spend so much, not only money, but time and effort. Okay, they spent so much manpower, time, effort, and money on someone like me. Like, I haven't even debuted. This is my first week, okay? And they just like did all of this for me. I was like, I am for sure not profiting you at all right now. Like, at this current moment in time, I have not given back. So why? Why do you do this? Yeah, unironically, I've told them, I was like, hey, you know, I think we should be a bit more mindful with how much like you're spending on me, because I haven't really made anything back yet. So, you know, like, what if, right? Like, this is something I actually, this was a genuine concern that I have voiced to them. I was like, I'm not saying I will, I'll try my best not to, but what if I fail? Like, what if I'm a big flop, right? You've spent so much money on me, so much time, effort, and manpower on me. What if I fail, queen? Like, what if I'm not, you know, what if I'll never make the profit back? And they're like, oh, it's not about that. You know, we just do it because we think you deserve this. I was like, yes, because you assume? You think I deserve it, bitch? What the fuck? I don't know. That got me a little. I was like, but the numbers don't lie. I was like, at that time, I didn't even have a Twitch account yet, bro. I haven't set up any of my socials, and I'm like, what are the basis of why you are spending so much? Because here's the thing, right, chat? When you invest on something, you will always look at statistics. That's like how businesses usually work. So I was like, what are the statistics of you basing off of all the support from? What's stating this? Like, what makes you think that this is going to be a good investment? That I am a good investment? And they're like, we don't. Lol, we know. We know you're a good investment. You're worth it. And I was like, damn, shut your mouth. Don't hit me with that shit. Get out of here. My ancestors looking down at me like, what is this business practice? I don't even know how to respond at that time. I was like, what the hell, dude? I have never, in my life, unironically, not even like, oh, in my adult life. Like, no, ever since I was a kid, I have never been treated this way ever before.